Hello, this is DJ Rocco from Rockland. I'd like to welcome you to the Saturday night game of the Rockland Varsity Bulldogs. This is going to be a great baseball game, and I'll give it over to our good friend, Tommy.
Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, home of the Rockland Bulldogs, as we have a good old matchup tonight. The 7-7 Rockland Bulldogs take on the 5-8 South Shore Vodtech Vikings. It should be a good game. Braden the Dragon Nicholson on the mound for the Dogs. I do not know who is on the mound for the Vikings tonight. It should be a good game today. Both teams trying to find their way back into the lineups here. As I have the Vodtech roster right here. Batting first for Vodtech, number 3, Nate Smith. Batting second, number 5, Jeremy Jackson. Batting third, number 9, Nick Gilcino. Batting fourth, number 16, Nick Cohen. Batting fifth, number 24, Ty McDonald. Batting sixth, number 13, Tyler Carini.
Carini. I don't know.
Yeah. Batting seventh, number 20, James Shannon. Batting eighth, number 4, Dylan Walsh. And batting ninth, number 23, my dear friend Dylan O'Brien. Pitching for them is number 24, Ty McDonald. It should be a good game, Rocco.
Yeah, and now you say you know Dylan O'Brien?
Yes.
Now, how is he as a baseball player?
He is an amazing player. I think he's one of the best players I've seen play.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I played baseball for a couple years, but I've never seen a person hit a home run. He hit 2 when I played with him.
Impressive.
Yeah, and they were on some deep field, so yeah, he's got some talent.
All right, we'll see how he does against the Rockland Bulldogs. Bulldogs still warming up here for you.
So, Rocco, what's your score prediction tonight for tonight's game?
I think it's probably going to be a little higher for Rockland. I think Rockland takes the dub over the South Shore Technical. I am predicting a 7-3 score.
Yeah. I have an identical score, a 7-4 victory for the Dogs, as it is just a beautiful night out here. Sun's going down. Both of these teams about to go to war for 7 solid innings here.
Or 6.5 if the Bulldogs are winning. That'd be nice.
You mean 7.5?
7.5? Is that how it works? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know baseball. That's why you're doing play-by-play. The only thing I know is there's outfielders.
So the only way that Rockland does not bat in the 7th is if they're winning after 7.5 innings. If I had to give a solid prediction, I think Joey Manimal Man will do a good job. Hey, you're the one who created that nickname for him.
That was Lordy, actually.
Oh, it was Lordy?
Lordy came up. I see Lordy as my show. Everyone else knows him as Mr. Lordy. Yeah, he came up with the Manimal during I believe it was one of the first baseball games we did. So, yeah, fun fact for you.
As you see the Bulldogs lining up here. And as they head back to the dugout, this should be a fun one.
Absolutely. And Bika on scoreboard tonight. Shout out Bika. And shout out Jesse for not having E. coli in the water. Lucas found that one funny.
I did too. If I had to be honest, before I joined WRPS, there's rumors about it. Jesse, I'm like, who's Jesse? And then when I found out it was Waterball, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Jesse the Jug. Yes.
Sorry, I offended Jesse.
Colin Rao, the catcher, coming in from the outfield right now, wearing his special catching uniform. Game should be starting fairly shortly.
Yeah, and I have to say, if I think I have 3 keys for the game so far, I think Rockland, we've covered, 3 games so far. They're 1-2 when we've covered. So just try to get a win tonight. You know, Vodtech, they're not a good team. I don't want to sugarcoat it. They're not a good team. They're 5-8, but that's still a good record, especially in high school baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. See if you can beat them, and Vodtech, just maybe have yourselves a pitching. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Vodtech is the home team.
No, I don't. Is it?
Is
No.
it?
Is it about the bunny? I don't know. I think it is. That's interesting.
No, they're doing their warm-ups. Oh. I was
Okay.
about to say. That's like odd. I knew like they canceled one of the games for Rockland due to like rain, but I was like, wow.
Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. We're gonna find out, I suppose. And well wishes to our commentator. What's his name? Justin. Sorry, Justin. I forgot your name for a second. Justin Bowman. You can follow him on all social medias. And he's feeling a little under the weather, so quick shout out to him. He was originally going to do this with myself. And still should be a good game, though. So once again, well wishes over to Justin.
Yeah, and I do have to thank Rocco for posting on his Instagram story because we probably had done another Abington if he didn't post on his Instagram story.
I always like to promote the games a little bit.
Yeah. Hey. I was so glad that I found out before because I did not want another Abington incident.
But where I told you like an hour before the game?
Yes, you told me at Timberlanes in Abington, Massachusetts that I was doing play-by-play for Rockland versus Abington.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah. What's Rockland versus Abington? That's
Right,
like Red Sox Yankees. Well, you could also say like this game's like kind of like Red Sox Blue Jays. Rivals, but not as big.
That was an interesting drop there. He just grabbed the ball and just dropped it. I don't know how twice. He just dropped the ball twice on the guy on first base right now. Everyone's dropping balls today. That's slightly concerning.
And also, I just noticed this on the score sheet. Votech does have some subs. They have 4, number 22, Wes Thompson, number 6, Colin McVarish, and number 11, John O'Connor, and number 10, Andrew Shepard.
Nice. I was just talking to Justin, and he says he might be watching the game, so that'll be cool. I was able to watch the one game I was unable to make, and that was fun. So it's always fun to watch the games.
Yeah, the bloodbath. It was a fun game around, but it was a bloodbath. It was a bloodbath.
It was.
Yeah. I think we actually messed up the score. The score was actually 14-2, not 15-2.
Was it really?
Yeah, so it was even a little bit less worse than what we thought.
Lucas, can we get a time check? Yes, please. 6:33. So now we're moments away from the game beginning, just waiting for the South Shore Tech warm-ups to be over, and then the game should swiftly take place. Shout out to DJ B-Rock, who just showed up a couple minutes ago. He'll be running the graphics tonight. So
will he have his iconic buffalo chicken tender?
probably not here.
No. That's like a staple with Rockland Sports this year. You, me, Justin, and DJ B-Rock's buffalo chicken tender.
That was, they always create a potence in the back room of the Rockland ice rink, for sure. Are you a Buffalo guy? I'm not a big Buffalo guy.
I don't want to. I'm gonna say this out loud. I've never had buffalo wings before.
Wow.
Never.
You gotta try them.
I've had chicken wings before. I've never had buffalo wings.
Wow. This is shocking confessions here today. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I'm not a big Buffalo guy. I think it's a tad bit overrated. And but I definitely give it a shot. See if you like it. Have you ever had buffalo chicken dip?
I have tried that. I think it's absolutely awful.
Yeah, I mean it's not the best. Every place.
It's so bad.
Are you also judging it off of the school one?
I'm not judging off the school one.
Oh wow, that's so it was just really bad.
Yes. And you know the school one.
School one's not that bad.
Yeah, I know it's not that bad, but it's like
Yeah,
True that.
It does look pretty disturbing.
Yeah. Like, what is an interesting fact? I found out they boil their hot dogs. They don't grill them.
Lucas, is this true? Wow.
The reason why you can tell is because of the grill marks. There's no grill marks.
That'll do it. I haven't. I think I've had two school hot dogs. That might be a record low.
Well, they only serve like 2 per lunch when they have them.
I've only had it once.
Must be.
Seth, you're eating Chipotle during an E. coli breakout.
Oh my God.
That is like living on the edge right there. That is insane.
Do you not see they wash their stuff with it?
The protein is insane.
I know Hingham's not on the list, but still. Oh, it's Santa Fe. Oh, that's in the list.
It's just on the verge of dying.
I think it's like that one Aerosmith song, just living on the edge.
Yeah, there we go. Or living in the fridge, as Weird Al Yankovic sang. And let's do a quick check here. We got some 3 outfielders right now. There's your outfield count for this first inning here. How many bats do you think we're going to see tonight?
What do you mean?
In the sky. Bats in the sky. You think we're going to see any nighttime bats out here?
No.
No? I don't know, man. I've seen
This
some.
isn't Transylvania.
Well, you never know. Have you ever seen a bat?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I just want to make sure. We'll see. We're going to have to keep a bat counter going.
So it's like we have a over the stadium fly ball counter.
Yes, we're going to have a bat counter. And it'll fly across the screen.
The over-under is 0.5.
Fun.
The over-under is 0.5.
I think I'll take the over on that one.
I'll take the
think,
under.
I think we're going to see at least one bat because this is a night game and there's a lot of woods around here, so
Yeah.
You never know. These might be the longest warm-ups I've ever witnessed. These are like, oh, that was a nice.
In my
jump
mind,
catch
I'm
there.
just imagining like a ticking clock, like
Seriously.
just like slowly ticking away.
I thought Seth dropped his plate of Santa Fe there. He's too good for that. Santa Fe or Chipotle, I haven't had either, so I'm going to say no problemo in New
Santa
Bedford.
Fe. It's strictly because of their queso. Their queso is so good. It's like their queso at Santa Fe is like actual like queso.
You mean the liquid or the actual cheese?
Yeah, the liquid of the
Okay,
actual cheese.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't just being fancy and calling it queso.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like it's Chipotle's queso is like hit or miss. Sometimes it's either good but not spicy, good but like atomic. There's never a middle.
Are you a fan of spice?
I have my spice tolerance, but I'm a nice little fan of spice.
I appreciate a good spice.
When you said spice, I thought you were talking about the Spice Girls for a second.
Yes, big Spice Girls fan here. DJ Rocco from Rockland, big Spice Girls fan. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh my goodness.
Tommy, are you a big Taylor Swift fan?
Don't even get me started on Taylor Swift.
So I'm going to take that as a yes.
I dislike Taylor Swift. I think it's true. From what university, I have no clue.
Speed University.
Or about, how about Kansas City Chiefs Witchcrafting University?
There you go. The Dogs just had a little team meeting.
And now we see the umpires arriving.
Were we just waiting for the umps this entire time?
If we were just waiting for this umps the whole entire time, oh my goodness.
Talk about being late. And they're going back. He's leaving. He's
and
gone.
one of them's running away.
That's great. We got the
decent little crowd here. I think we got like a near packed house. Or
this might be a record for baseball. I think is what you're trying to say.
well, because like a lot of kids from Rockland are for Votech play in Rockland, or are from Rockland, I should say. So probably coming out.
Lucas, could we get an ump fit check right now? Could we switch to a camera with an ump in it so we can do a quick fit check? There we go. We got the
ump fit check.
The dark gray pants with the black shirt, black hat, black sunglasses, I almost started singing Sharp Dressed Man there, but that was a close call.
That's a good ZZ Top song.
It is. Umps meeting with the refs. One ump, I don't know where the other one went.
And one of them's talking to
Both of them there, I think.
Yeah.
Both are matching attires.
I think the weirdest thing about ZZ Top is the one guy that has a last name Beard
Doesn't have a beard.
beard.
He's not even touring with them right now. So
Is it?
it's just the only original member is Billy Gibbons, which is kind of strange. But
Maybe he wanted to break.
I think he had a medical issue.
Well, what was I gonna say?
Playing the Vets in Rhode Island pretty shortly.
What is it? So did you hear in the news? The Who are going on their farewell.
Yeah, I saw that. And if they weren't playing Fenway, I would have considered going.
They're playing at MSG.
What?
They're playing at MSG.
So now you're expecting me to travel to New York?
Dude, I traveled to MetLife Stadium for the Rolling Stones.
Really?
Yes.
Why didn't you just go to Foxborough?
It was on a weekday and my dad wanted to go.
I went to the one in
Besides,
Foxborough. That was nice. That was a good show. Got to see
Besides,
Keith.
it rained that night. Or the night that they played.
It wasn't raining during the show. A couple hours before it did, but it stopped.
Yeah.
We got lucky there. Ooh, that's a good shot.
Ooh. If we had audio on that thing, that would be perfect.
Can we get Beacon to run down out there with a little mic for us?
Just like if one of those like boombox mics just goes, lower it in slowly.
Yeah, the boom mics are not very fun. I've had a couple promos where I've had some people use them, and they're like, my arm hurts, and I'm like, too bad.
Because the first thing when I see like a boom mic is it looks like a golf club.
Yeah, I can see it. A very fluffy golf club.
Yeah. or like a duster, like.
I think yeah, I can see a duster.
And
a
now
little
they're
more.
looking at the camera.
Yes.
We've been spotted.
Yeah. They should
Run.
actually like come to the camera and start talking.
Yeah. Okay. One of them just covered up the glove with their camera.
Oh, well.
Or one of them tried to put up their glove to cover the camera. You can't outrun WRPS.
Might be able to outrun me though.
Maybe not me. As this is a pressing question of me, are you ever gonna shave your mutton chops or no?
I got them trimmed yesterday. Nice little.
No, like, are you
nice
gonna
little trim down?
fully shave them?
I don't plan on it.
Oh.
It's the gimmick, you know. No one's gonna buy Mutton Chop Mania shirts with a guy that doesn't have mutton chops.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like, look, I used to have mutton chops. I shaved them off because they kept on getting irritating.
Yeah. It was a rough start, you know. But we're here.
Yeah.
I hope my water doesn't roll away.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not like my water bottle, like at the what was it, the game that you didn't cover? It just like
Yeah, I heard
it
everyone
rolled
was
like perfectly behind
Yep.
us.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Mm.
A lot of
Yeah.
pollen on this too.
Yeah.
On the ground, not necessarily in the air.
Yeah.
Probably in the air though.
Let's see. We have pollen on the ground, E. coli in the water.
Yeah, that's fun.
And the Dogs take the field. Should be an interesting game tonight. As warming ups for the Dogs for the official game now start to go on as we are
Now it's so many warm-ups.
As we are
There's
14
so many
minutes.
warm-ups.
And it is now 6:44.
There's so many warm-ups.
Let's see. We had the Rockland warm-up. We had the VOTAC warm-up. Now we have the Rockland official game warm-up.
This is too many warm-ups, I think.
It's like that horror short movie that they aired on. I think it was Adult Swim. Too Many Cooks.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of warm-ups.
Yeah.
A lot of warm-ups.
Yeah. Too many to count. And are we ready to go? Because I think the first batter's stepping into the batter's box. The batter's boxes are weird at the stadium. They're just dirt patches.
Yeah, I kind of find that funny. Because it's like, oh, look at me, I'm mimicking the other guy.
You would think it'd be like a mat or something.
I kind of like the dirt a little more, though.
Yeah, I like it too, but it's like, yeah.
After the first inning, I'll do a quick tie check so you can see the new tie I got just specifically for this game. Rockland's still warming up. The coaches are walking out now. One ump is in position. The other one getting in position.
And Rao makes his throw to second base, and we should be underway here for the baseball game. As here we go, the first batter steps into the box, and we are ready to play some ball. First stepping into the box for the Vikings is number 3, Nate Smith. Smith, Nate.
Lucas, any relation? No? Okay.
That is ball 1. And that's over the stadium.
That was quick. Seth should really find a better parking spot, I think. It's gonna...
Ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Strike 2.
You think this one's going to be a strike?
You never know.
I don't want to do my Jeff Goldblum impression. Almost happened.
On the ground, and that is chopped up and Rockland over. That's the first out. A 5-pitch ground out for the Vikings. As the second batter steps into the box, number 5, Jeremy Jackson.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Kind of sounds like Jeremy Jordan.
Jeremy Jackson. Yes.
Strike 1.
Really pulling for this Jackson guy.
And here, that's a grounder missing the bag.
He did hit him in the head, though, with his glove.
That is 9 pitches so far for Nicholson.
Brady, not Jack, just to be clear.
Avid Lakers fan. And now number 9 second to the box, Nick Gilcina.
There are some impressive screams and cries coming out of the fans. Or the players, I don't know. To my right. I can guarantee you they're coming from my right, which is where the stadium is.
11 pitches so far for Nicholson. That's a line drive, and it's over the shortstop's head. Jackson pulls into second. Ciolone pulls into first as we have 1 runner in score position. 2 runners, 1 at first, 1 at second. Now stepping into the box is number 16, Nick Cohen, who I just realized I knew.
Oh. And how is he as a baseball player?
Pretty good. Pretty good pitcher.
Is he pitching tonight?
No. Ty McDonald is, I think.
Interesting.
1-1 count to Cohen. That's a big swing by Cohen. Strike 2.
So if that ever happens, if it ever has this, which it will, you can just hit that right there. And then if it
That's a line drive, and that is caught.
Good hit. Good
And
snag there.
a double play. What a play, and the Votech manager is very visibly upset. As
Great
what
play.
a play.
If Rockland can keep that up, I think this is going to be a pretty easy game for them.
Yeah. 15 pitches for Nicholson so far.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
so if you're looking at something and it just happens to be like this, you can see the rest of your camera. Cool.
Vikings on the defense here. After another warm-up.
Do we have that graphic or? Alrighty. I swear, how many warm-ups are they gonna do?
Big bug just flew over us. No bats, though.
And pitching for tonight for the Vikings is number 24, Ty McDonald. As actually, Ty McDonald will start off the top of the second for the Vikings, hitting-wise.
I was confused there for a second. I was like, this is the bottom of the first. Who's our starting hitter here?
Yeah, there's 3 of them. Let's
3 guys at once. That's a lot of bats.
Yeah, it's like Savannah Bananas.
You think we're going to see any touchdowns tonight?
Maybe. If both of our score predictions go right, we'll definitely see a touchdown and an extra point.
That is true. That is true.
McDonald looks a little nice center, looks confident. Interesting throwing method by him.
I was just about to say, he falls into it. I've never seen that before.
Neither have I.
And you've seen more baseball than I have. This is the 4th baseball game I've seen. 5th, sorry. 5th. I've covered all of them.
As leading off for the Dogs will be Colin Rowell will kick us off here. And here we go as we get ready.
Team's got a good clap going on down there. Not sure if it picks up over the microphones or not.
Nice little rhythm. Here comes the first pitch to Rowell. Strike 1. On the ground, picked up by McDonald, and McDonald will walk it in. As now for the Dogs, number 3, Colin McKenna. Ball 1. Strike 1. And that's over. Ball 2. That's a deep drive out to center field. Center field calling for it, and he's got it. And now batting for the Bulldogs, number 20, Hayden Hatch. Known by his nickname, Hatchy.
And also as the pitcher for the first games we've covered.
Let's see what Hatch can do here. Ball 1. On the ground, and O'Brien charging. He'll throw, and the ball he is out. And that'll do it here for the first inning here. 0-0 tied game.
That was a very quick inning there for both teams.
Only 8 pitches for McDonald and 15 for Nicholson.
Wow. So do you still think your score prediction is going to be correct?
Based off the way the first inning went, no.
You think it's going to be a lower game or a higher game?
I think it's going to be lower.
Yeah?
Because, McDonald getting through 3 batters with 8 pitches is amazing. You don't see a lot of that stuff in, modern-day baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
Name a pitch that I can get through a whole, 3 batters in the MLB with 8 pitches.
Tommy, I'm going to one-up you. I can't name 3 pitchers.
The only one I can think of is Mariano Rivera.
I could name Hayden Hatch, Brady Nicholson, and that guy Horowitz from the last game. That's the only 3 pitchers I can name.
It's okay, Rocky. Yeah, if I had to say an MLB pitcher that can get through 3 batters within 8 pitches is probably going to be Liam Hendricks, Aroldis Chapman, Mariano Rivera, even though he's retired. So, yeah. Now stepping up into the box is the pitcher, Ty McDonald.
Oh, we'll see if he's as good of a hitter as he is a pitcher.
Will he hit a single? You knew I had to make that reference once.
Wasn't expecting it.
And here we go. And he ropes that one into the outfield, and that is caught for the first out. Now batting for the Vikings, number 13, Tyler Carini.
Carini? Carini. I just heard it get yelled.
And, he went for a bunt there.
You haven't seen many of those this season?
I don't think I've seen any. Strike 1 to him. Ooh, foul tipped.
This is a interesting game so far.
And a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Nicholson.
2 outs? Two outs. Very impressive.
He started hitting 15 pitches. Now he's only thrown 6 pitches. He's gone through 2 batters. Impressive. Can he do what McDonald did in the bottom half of the inning and get through the whole entire lineup with only 8 pitches? Strike 1. Now batting for the Vikings, number 20, James Shannon. Interesting last name. And he will not reach McDonald's 8-pitch bottom half of the inning.
Maybe it's that weird lean-in thing he does. Maybe that might be the trick.
Illegal lean-in. Swing and a miss. A swing and a miss by Shannon there. As the Bulldogs come in.
For another warm-up here. there's I never realized how long the warm-ups are until the innings are quick.
Yeah.
I think Bulldogs are playing better overall than they were the last game that we covered.
Yeah, definitely. So far for Nicholson, 25 pitches.
Wow.
So not bad through 2 innings.
Not bad at all.
Let's see if McDonald's can brew. I just said McDonald's, didn't I? Let's see if McDonald can improve on his 8-pitch last inning. McDonald reminds me of Blake Snell with that arm motion. Also, Rocco, if I had to ask you, what do you think is the best looking City Connect jersey that the MLB has released in the past couple of years?
I've only seen one, and that would be the Red Sox one. I saw that about 2 hours ago. So I think I have to say the Red Sox. I do think it looks really nice, though.
My favorite is the Cincinnati, their one. It looks like something out of Star Wars. It looks so cool.
Cincinnati, you said?
Yeah, Cincinnati Reds. I'll show it to you after the game.
All right, sounds good.
It looks like something like it looks like something out of Star Wars. That's how cool it looks.
Now, you're a big jersey guy. You what is behind your infatuation about jerseys?
I have no clue.
Just like the designs and
Yeah.
stuff?
And now batting for the Bulldogs, number 6, Dustin Air. Yeah. If I had to say, my jerseys collection is not that good.
What do you mean? As in the jerseys you own, or the overall
Own.
size?
Own. Like
You just don't like the ones you own?
No, it's just like that's a pop-up and it's out of the stadium.
Whew.
Yeah, it's like I have.
There it is.
Yeah, I have a Charlie McAvoy Bruins jersey, 2 Mac Jones jerseys,
Oh.
and it's a good one at the buzzer there with Ted Williams.
Ooh. That's quite a collection there.
0-2 to Air. And Air pops it up. It's high. And McDonald will... Oh! Bobbles the ball at the last second. Cannot come down with it.
Got too cute. As Elvis Costello says, don't get cute.
And now batting for the Bulldogs, number 10, Austin Daly. Yeah, if I do have to say, it was not a good night to be a
Whoa.
Celtics fan.
Something just insane happened on the screen there. That was crazy. I've never seen that.
What happened?
I can't describe it. It went like half green screen, half. It looked really fancy. I don't know how he did that.
12 pitches for McDonald. It was a bad night to be a Boston sports fan. The Celtics lost last night. And ooh, high ball there as Daly stares him down. Is there some intention behind that throw near the head? That's in the dirt.
Probably not then. Ooh, back to the 3-camera look. Oh, it was the fancy one right there. That's the fancy one. I don't know how that's happening.
Looks
That's
like
crazy.
Twin Peaks.
David Lynch filmography over here.
That's where my dad is currently like obsessed with that show.
Rightfully so.
My mom doesn't even know what's going on in that show.
Does anyone?
And ball 4 to Daly.
Braden Nicholson up to bat here.
Lucas, shut your camera off. Shut it.
As number 2 steps into the box, that is Braden Nicholson, the pitcher. Shows bunt.
Foul.
17 pitches for McDonald here. As McDonald steps in. Ooh, near pitch there. No outs here.
Coach
1-1
Doyle
count.
looks like he's ready to grab a ball here. Someone get him on the mound.
Doyle. Ooh. And runners coming. Runners take second and third. As it'll be 2 runners in scoring position. Nicholson just gets a single. We have at least 1 in. 2-2 count to Nicholson coming up. And here's the pitch to Nicholson. And that's in the dirt. Ball 3, we have a full count. Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to see what happens with this one. No outs yet so far.
Ooh, swing and a miss. First out of the inning for McDonald.
Jake Levy up to bat. I feel like he changed his song. I do not remember
Yeah.
that one.
Speaking of which, if you had to pick a walk-up song, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like half of me would want to go with my theme song, Fun Zone by Weird Al Yankovic. I feel like there's a ton of good ones you can use.
I already know what mine would be. It would be a remix I heard of Leonard Skinner's Freebird.
Oh, I think Joey Mans is Freebird, actually.
.24 pitches so far for McDonald.
Going back to ZZ Top, just got paid by ZZ Top would be a pretty sick walk. Ooh,